Alrighty. That ought to do it. According to this, stream health is much better now. Okay. And back to the work. All right, we'll go ahead and nukeify the pre-existing Linux install on here because we don't need it. So we'll go ahead and get Debian installed on here. We'll install the Proxmox package manager over the top, and well, that's weird. The YouTubes can't connect to chat. I'm going to throw this computer away. Just chuck it as far and as hard as I can and cackle maniacally as the damn thing shatters on the ground. Just murderize it. Would make me feel much better. Oh, come on, YouTube, frickin' load. It's working and you can see stuff, and I can see the chat now. Yay! Oh, but never mind, it's just died again. I am seriously getting pissed off. Stop trying to play the stream while I'm making the stream, you stupid computer. Oh my god. The big problem I'm having with this thing is this computer is a dual core Core 2 Duo. It's just like older than the universe itself, and it shouldn't even be running the operating system I'm running on it technically. It's just like, come on, let me do my work. There we go. Can you see anything at all, or is it doing its thing again? Because according to this, stream health is extremely low. Which makes no sense, because according to this, it's doing just frickin' fine. There we go. That should be better now, in theory. Because now I've got a green stream. It's pretending to be happy. We'll see if it actually is. Okay. Boy, this thing is... Oh yeah, it's installing off a CD. What am I thinking? It's taking its sweet time, man. Well, it's because it's installing off of CD. See, I restart the stream, and then it's fine, and then it goes for a couple of minutes, then it goes bleh. Fine, if I have to keep starting and restarting the screen, whatever. You're kind of getting the general gist of what I'm trying to do here, at least, even if it's just like snapshots. Little snapshots. And this monitor right here, this little tiny little I don't think that's even 15-inch. I think that might be a 13-inch monitor. It's a small. I really don't get why this thing keeps dropping out so bad. At least the Here, get it so you can actually see it. Do you like my little solution for the broken cooling fan? Little USB powered desk fan. It actually works really well. This thing smelt like burning electronics before I put that on there. Now it's... Ow! I just shaved like 3 layers of skin off on the Mac Pro. God damn, that thing's sharp. I'm staying on top of this buffering bullshit now. When I see that go red, I just restart the stream. Look at that. We're almost done installing software now. Yeah, boy, the input lag on this thing makes it hard to adjust the camera. For some reason, this thing will not use both CPUs to encode. And that heavy thermal constraint is a big part of the problem with these things, so it kind of makes sense that they don't run them at full tilt all the time. I mean, the CPU has got to be damn near 90 degrees, judging by the feel of the case on this thing. It's getting into the era of what I like to call oven Mac. Installing software, so boring. On here, let me detach from the tripod momentarily. I'll go ahead and show you some of the lovely setup here. So this is going to get all full with servers here, because there's several more nodes to go in. This one, as soon as I'm done installing Debian on this, I'm actually going to load it up with a whole bunch more RAM. So that'll be the last thing I do on today's stream. I'm running out of time, unfortunately. You know, that's a good question. I imagine that if you laid a iMac down on the screen and had it run a benchmark, you could probably cook eggs on the back of the case. It's not even a joke. That I legitimately think that you could cook food on the back of an iMac. The trick is if you hit the stop streaming button twice, it doesn't send the signal to YouTube to end the stream. Works kind of like a little rebuffer. Alrighty, so we are going to need to verify power off on this. I already moved all of the VMs off of this node last night in preparation for this. On today. Alright. Root and password. I had to make sure you couldn't see me typing the password in. Of course, it would help if I actually typed it in correctly. There we go. Alrighty. Now the fun part. The fun part being a whole box of RAM. This has currently got 4 gigs of RAM in 8 512 meg sticks. We are going to increase that by 8 gigabytes to a grand total of 12. Pull the power, always pull the power, or you will end up with one dead system. Wizards of Legend, huh? I'll have to check into that. It just kind of sounds cool. Alright, here we go. Now we can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit. I love this little tripod I got for $5 at a thrift store. It works really well. Obviously, I need to clean my lens. Oh, hold on. I actually got some tissue paper. I forgot I had tissues. Come on, let me get the damn things. I gotta get a wireless headset. This has got to be amusing to watch. Oh my god, you stupid cable. Get out of my way. reset the stream health again. There we go. So, the beauty of this system is to change the RAM in a Mac Pro, at least the first 3 versions of the Mac Pro. You just remove the RAM. Ow, 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 ow. Be aware that they're very hot when they first come out of the system. Whew, and I mean hot. You're supposed to wait about 15 minutes before you attempt to do this, because fully buffered DIMMs get incredibly warm. Water-boilingly warm. If the iMac is an oven, the Mac Pro is a pressure. There we go again with resetting the stream quality. Yay! Back to green again. That is, I really don't get why it's doing that. It's so weird. Okay, 2 gig stick. So the trick is you have to, there's a very specific memory layout for these systems because they are essentially servers. You have to order the RAM correctly, or it gets really, really picky. So the biggest sticks go on the top slot in the first 2 slots, then the next smallest, then the next smallest, then the next smallest, and you leave the... I'm getting good at quickly resetting the stream health so you don't have to sit there and watch a slideshow. There we go. It has little dots on it so you know that it's inserted all the way so you don't put too much pressure on the motherboard. See a little dot there? That tells you how deeply in to shiv it. This group of modules is just as hot as the last one. The good news is these 512s don't get nearly as hot as the 2 gigs I just stuck in there. And I'm going to stick 4 1 gig sticks in the bottom sled. And in theory, it should just work. It may not work in Mac OS, but we're not running Mac OS. And hopefully this node hasn't been down so long that it gets fenced by the system, but I did give it a shutdown request. Alright, we've got a gray screen. It's a good sign. It should take approximately 30 seconds to search the drive for Apple partitions, at which point it will fail and boot into Linux. So the major downside of running these as servers is they take a significant amount of time to reboot, which I guess isn't unusual for server-based hardware, although normally it's actually doing something like... I really don't get what's going on with the stream health here. I mean, this is as bad as it was at home. All right, it's logged in. Let's go ahead and well, let's cheat a little bit. We'll add a new scene, and we'll make it a browser. No, that's not what I meant. Yes, we'll make it a window capture. That's it. And we'll do Firefox. Okay, there we are. And we'll see if it detected all 12 gigs of RAM correctly. Watch, I log in and half the nodes are dead. Nope, just node number 1 like it should be. Node number 7. We'll click there, and we'll hit Summary. And we'll cross our fingers. Boom! Look at that. 12 gigs. Gorgeous, gorgeous 12 gigs. One successful thing today, at least. That's gonna be a major improvement because that's 8 more gigs for the cluster as a whole. So this now I just need to kind of move it back into place. We'll go ahead and plug this back in where it's supposed to be plugged in. Okay. So that is actually, I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm gonna install some hard drives in this next, but that's actually pretty boring. And actually, with this new RAM in here, I might just move the Infinity server over to this, because this could be another. There we go. We're back again. I'm going to bring a dedicated streaming computer, which will be nice. That, or I'll get a Core 2 quad for this stupid thing and just solve the problem with not having enough horsepower to do the encoding. So that's basically what's going on. It's not dropping any frames. This used to be a car repair kit box. I'm sure you can tell. But it's a nice, rusted out, but it was free. Well, yeah, I got it for free. I think my brother paid a couple bucks for it at the Goodwill. But I've got all the tools you could possibly need for working on computers, at least in my opinion. One of the big ones that doesn't get used as much these days is the rest of it's pretty standard stuff, except for this. This comes in really, really handy when dealing with older computers. It is a auto grip or auto hold flathead screwdriver. So what you do is you press like that, place it on the screw, and release. And it then grabs and holds the screw while you're screwing it. So it allows you to screw in a flathead in the same way that you would a Phillips head without any real issue. I've never actually seen one of these except in, like, just, I found this randomly at stripping systems. Of course, that it's only a small portion of my screw collection. We'll never run out of screws for computers. My pocket multimeter. I love this thing. I know it's analog, but it's a Sperry. It's very accurate. I think I've only had to calibrate it the very first time I turned it on. And look how tiny it is. Look how tiny this thing is. It's such a small multimeter, and it's full function. Ah, I love it. And then just like soldering iron and Allen wrenches and wall adapter for USB in case I need it, and in case I need extra power temporarily. You can get a updated version that isn't compatible with the older operating systems, but the updated version is quite a bit faster than this one. It's only 300 megabit, and it's single band, so 2.4 gigahertz only. But hey, it's tiny, it's compact. The antenna is removable. If you're close to the base station, it actually gets a good signal without the antenna. So, useful little thing to have. And, of course, everybody needs thermal paste. Ceramic 2 by Arctic Silver. I don't cheap out. Well, relative. This is the single most important tool that any computer repair man can have in his toolkit. The rubber mallet. See, this tool is a high precision tool that is used for what is called percussive maintenance. every once in a while you'll get an electron that gets stuck somewhere that is not supposed to be stuck, so you just whack the computer. I've really got to get a live sign on the door. Oh, don't move that, Maddie. It's got very, very, very accurate when using percussive maintenance. If you hit it in the wrong spot, well, you're out a couple $100. I also, not exactly sure why I have these in here, but just a good Sony and a kind of okay Koss. I don't actually know where the Sony came from now I'm thinking about it. Cheaper than carrying around speakers, I guess. Oh, that's why I have them, to test sound card. I'm a dumbass. I'm getting good at that. I will go ahead and just show off this. This right here is a special screwdriver. Actually, all of these that look like this are special screwdrivers, since this is my first computer repair kit. I've had these screwdrivers since I was 10. Look at those things. Look at how, although you could easily cheat and just pull that out and use this one like that, I don't like to. But look at that. A T10 and a T5 in one screwdriver. I don't know. I like these screwdrivers a lot. Sentimental value and all that. Look how fine that tip is. This has been used for 10 years. Come on, focus, you silly thing. But hey, hopefully I entertained you for the half hour or so this has been going on, I believe. And I think we accomplished quite a bit. We got one system prepped to be Proxmoxed. Another one, we tripled the RAM on it. Yeah, that's a good day. I think I'm going to go ahead and do one of these streams each day I come into the data center, just because why not? I'm sure other people might be interested in seeing me screw up and blow things up and occasionally hurt myself. I know I like going back and watching